Hi everyone, this is David here. I just want to share some inspiring, encouraging words to all of you, and I just want to let you all know that that we are all in this together. And I want to begin with by reading from 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 4 to 6. It says, "As you come to him," referring to Jesus, "the living stone, rejected by man, but chosen by God and precious to him. You also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, offering spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. For in Scripture it says, 'So see, I lay a stone in Zion, a chosen and precious cornerstone, and the one who trusts in him will never be put to shame.' And some translation says, 'Those who trust in Jesus, the cornerstone, will never be disappointed.'" And I'll share with you two things from this passage, and what I get from it is that during this time of isolation and even challenging time for some people, is that what sets people from individuals from some thriving in great condition or some thriving in not so great condition. And I want to share with you these two tips that I hope that it will be helpful to you. I want to start firstly is what I call the GIF, which is the gift factor. It's not your animated thing that you see on the internet or on your icons, but it actually stands for God's intimacy factor. And what it stands for is that how close are you with God? Have you been working on your relationship with him? Have you been spending time in prayer? Not just mumbling out words, but have you actually engaged with him, asking him, talking heart to heart, and engaging in his word, studying his word, getting to know him, and doing the discipline that actually brings you closer to him? And that's a very important factor. The gift factor is that it shows your hunger, your intent to actually draw closer, to grow, to desire more of God, because the word does say that God will fill those who are really hungry for him. And the second tip that I want to share too, which stands for the JCSA, which is the Jesus Cornerstone Alignment. Back to the passage that we just shared, it talks about us being saved by Jesus, who is the cornerstone of our lives. But it's not just the cornerstone, but when Jesus saved us, he didn't save an individual, he saved a human race. And when he saved the human race, he became the cornerstone of the living temple, which today we could call it the modern church. We call it the modern church, and we call it the people of God. And basically that back in those days when they built a building, what they do is that if they're building a square foundation, they will establish firstly the cornerstone of that square shape. And after they have done that, the rest of the wall that they start to build and fill in between the gaps of the cornerstone will align. The intent is that when you build from one cornerstone to the other cornerstone, you're actually aligning it so that you will get a straight wall. You won't deviate. You won't be a curved, funny, off-tangent wall. You're actually getting a perfectly correct wall. But how does it apply to us? Is that when our lives, how do we live our lives? How do we interact with each other? Is that we need to come to Jesus, the cornerstone, and align ourselves. Like, is that aspect of my life aligning to where Jesus is speaking to me about? And if it's not, there's a likelihood that we could be going off tangent. And it's so important that it's not just a personal choice, but it's also a collective and corporate comprehension and understanding, appreciation that we need to have. That as we work on the gift factor, the God intimacy factor, while we look at Jesus, the cornerstone alignment, are we aligning to him? Are we aligning to where he's taking us, not just as an individual, but also as a community, as a people of God, and in the global setting? Because God is not just only interested in individual, but he's also interested as the collective human race and people that he has called us. And I just hope that you could be encouraged and just work on it. Just these two tips: the gift. What is your gift? Like, what is your God intimacy factor? How is it going? And the JCSA. How's the Jesus Cornerstone alignment? Are you aligning to Jesus, the cornerstone? If you're not, it's probably time to also reflect on how you could adjust yourself and you could align yourself. Yep. I hope these two tips will be able to encourage you and be blessed. See you. Bye.